and welcome to the happiest of all the hours, which, which is the happy hour. Welcome, everybody that's logging on and that's gonna rewatch. I'm so excited to be back. It was not fun being gone last week, although I did one on Monday, but it was I missed it. But I literally drank from a fire hose for four days, learning all kinds of things in the prophetic. So I'm stoked to be back. But how are you, Johnny?
I'm doing excellent.
Excellent.
Really well.
Excellent. We have some people logging on. Hello from Sweden. It's so good to see you. And hi, Jackie. I'm calling you Jackie. I hope that's okay. Jackie, I saw that you're going to be going to the Emerging Prophets conference, and I'm going to go too. I bought my ticket yesterday, and I'm super excited. And look there's Wendy. Howdy ho.
Eloise.
Wendy is Johnny's amazing wife.
She's pretty amazing.
She is pretty amazing. Erica, Teresa, Eloise.
We got both the Duffies in the building. We got Erica and Dante. Boom, boom.
Yes. And he says, if you guys could get a word for my buddy Emilio King, he's with me now. Definitely we'll do that. And we have Caitlin from Hamul, Melissa, Jackie. Yeah. Yes. She said yes. Well, again, everybody that's on, if you could comment so we can see your beautiful little thumbnail thingies and see what you look like and what's your name and who's on here. Ooh, I got my look. I got me nails done. Hee.
It's good.
Beautiful?
It's pink. Is that pink?
Pink.
That's beautiful. I love it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
What is that?
This is my prophet thing. No, it's so weird when it's like the opposite.
This is my
like turned around. It's my prophet finger. You. I got a word for you. I thought it was funny the other day when Ian accused me of making him sound Scottish. My hands are massive. They're massive. Oh, yes, I did have an awesome time away. It was long. I don't like being away from my family. So it's kind of like my littlest one is she's 12, so she's still little. So it's like it's hard to leave for me. Like it's like kind of like I need to do this for myself and for growing. But yeah, I like to take her with me if I can. But it's good for her too.
Yeah.
To know she's okay, and her sister stepped up and took care of her. So I did have a wonderful time. And Jacqueline, you said I do prefer Jacqueline. Well, then I will call you Jacqueline. Unless I'm like in a hurry and be like, hey, Jackie. Beautiful nails. Yes, beautiful nails. Are you going to get your nails done, Johnny?
I've never done a manicure, but Wendy talked me some years ago to going to have a pedicure. I think it was from like my birthday or something. And I'm going to be honest, man, I loved it. Like there's just something about it. And I'm like, I'm down for that. Like let's do a mandate where we all get pedis,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think it feels good. I'm not a super fan of people rubbing my feet, but yeah, bring her to Emerging Prophets. Yeah, I probably won't bring her to Emerging Prophets. It's kind of me time. I'm learning to take me time, I love bringing her, but then there's that added sense of babysitting. She's 12, but so it's a little bit different, but you have to always, it's not, you have to take care of someone else. And Johnny is very familiar with that. Like you guys have still
a 4-year-old,
Yeah. And it's awesome, but it takes on a whole nother level of, Oh, I do a nail
See, if I
business.
get away from them, like, I do miss them, but I'm it sounds so bad sometimes, you're like, "But I don't mind being away at times, I just don't wanna stay away too long." You know what I mean?
Right.
Because 'Cause I've come to, like, find that, you know what? I guess that I do need that space where I can just, me and you, Papa,
Yeah.
and me and you are going to the gym. You know what I mean? Like the boundary, and being
Yeah.
able to like have self-care, so
Yeah. Take me with y'all. Oh, yes. I've been there, girl. I've been there. I think I told you guys the story of when I was like, "I wanna do all the things, and I can't." And my friend Sharon Absher, she was like, "It's okay. Like, it doesn't make a difference between you and Jesus if you go to this
mm,
or not." And, it was just such a comforting thing for me. That was from
yeah,
someone who'd gone through it herself, and so there is a season where we have to just, put our kids first, and then when they get a little older, like Bella is 12, and it's a little easier to
yeah.
to leave. So if you guys could do me a favor, do us a favor, self-care, yes, absolutely. If you guys could do us a favor and share the broadcast right now because of the Facebook algorithm, they love it when our broadcast is shared. And the more it's shared, the more we get seen by our friends on our Facebook pages. So it's that whole game that you have to play with Facebook. So right now, if you guys could just take a minute and share the broadcast, I would so appreciate it. And Johnny would so appreciate it because we
Yeah,
want to minister to as many people as possible today. We're both feeling it. And we want to get into just ministering and prophesying over people. And I learned so many activations last week too, Johnny. I was like, so many. It was like literally like activation after activation after activation. And a
yeah,
lot of it stretched me. I'm used to being like I had to like I'm a seer, so it was
mhm,
hard for me to be like we had an instruction. It was like and for you guys that are on here too that operate in the main thing, we were asked to operate in all of them. And because you should be able to do all of them. And so it was hard for me to be like do the so say like do the smell one, right? We had to do a smell and taste one. And I was like, I smell, this is literally what I said. I smell and taste coffee and then I see. And like I couldn't, like I just every time I'm like, but then I see and I see and I see. And I was like,
yeah,
wait. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it was stretching. So I'd love to practice a little bit of that for everybody that's on here. Like
yeah.
do some kind of activation where we say, yeah, find someone and practice hearing or practice something that's completely opposite of what we normally do.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And you're a seer, right? Mainly?
Yeah, I'm a seer, but like one thing, like me and you have had this talk like in the past is like I've asked Papa to, can you help me to love like you? And the minute I
Mm.
was asking, like, can you help me to love like you? Um, I began to like have crazy feelings that I just
Mhm.
did not understand what's going on, and it was Papa like, well, I'm gonna, like, how to see, like I've heard, audibly before. I don't hear audible, like
Right.
voices all the time, but I would say that I hear them often. Um,
Mhm.
but dude, one thing that I definitely uh also like have been, I guess, like the best way like it's been turned on would be like feeling. I do feel as well. Like I see
Yeah.
all the time, but it's like I feel as well,
Mm.
so it's like, and it goes well, I think, with like, actually like seeing, like it
Yeah.
helps to like the whole discernment of it, like, 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 let me weigh this out, like I think we can operate in every single sense, every single spiritual sense, but
Absolutely.
sometimes
Yeah.
we, it's like, if it's like you learn a language, like you
Yeah.
speak, you know, you speak multiple languages,
Yeah.
like it's learning that and being like, okay, but like, oh, Seal, like when you think, and I'm asking you this, like
Yeah.
when you think, do you think in English or do you think in Norwegian?
Norwegian.
You think in Norwegian?
I think in English mostly.
Mhm.
And I actually was thinking the other, not, I was thinking, I was wondering if I actually think words, because I feel like a lot of
Mhm.
my thoughts are seeing,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't know if there's always words attached to them. It's so interesting. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think I think in words. I think I think in pictures.
Yeah. Like
And
the
then
other
there's
day.
always, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh no, it's like but there's like this like ongoing story like inside
Mhm.
me. You have this like ongoing narrative of your life, but I feel like mine is both seeing and then there's like a narrative to it.
I think that's kind of what it's like for me. Like, I don't think I like. I mean, I could say like, okay, like there's English, because I know how to translate what I'm seeing into words. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I think that I actually think in I think in things
In,
like colors. I think in
yeah.
things like pictures. I
Yes.
even tend to think in sound, like
Right.
to think in like harmonics, you know what I mean? And even
Whoa.
smells and stuff. That's why and I think we all do, we just don't realize it. Like have you ever smelt something and it like brought you back to like, oh, my
Yes.
mom used to make, or like, you see something or hear like a jingle and it brings you back to like a commercial you heard as a kid,
Mhm.
like I kind of think we're all geared like that. Like I
Totally.
think like that's just how I am, but sounds like you're like that too. So
I am. And it's so the other thing too that I thought was interesting was there's three ways of seeing, hearing, seeing, hearing, knowing, and feeling, right?
yeah.
There's so each one of those have three ways. It's internal, external, and mystic. So you can hear
Mhm.
something externally, like the audible voice of God. You can hear it internally, and there's also the mystic, which is the you hear in the realm around you. It's so it's like
Yeah.
it's so weird, and it's the same with seeing. It's seeing internally or externally in the mystic realm, and feeling. It's all like, so there's basically 12 ways of doing everything. And yeah, memory association. Yes. Hey,
Yes.
Julie, how are you? When are you gonna come and visit? Gonna come
Yeah.
and visit the Carols? And we got Borny on here. Woot woot woot
Born it
woot
born.
woot. Yeah, so as we go on ministering today, let's just like try to kind of, oh, Rob Chapman in the house.
Whoop,
Bring me
whoop.
that coffee. Coffee man. Oh, shout out to Rob Chapman, by the way. If you guys are in Southeast County or San Diego County, go get some coffee from this
Yeah.
dude. He makes the most amazing, amazing coffee drinks. What's the name of it again, Johnny?
Is it Brew Point? Rob's Brew
Brew
Point?
Point. Rob's Brew Point, and it's in what's the city?
El
San
Cajon. El
El
Cajon.
Cajon. El Cajon.
Downtown El Cajon. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's one of the best lattes I've ever had in my whole life, and I can't
He's
wait
got
to go
some good
back.
teas too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Go check him out.
Rob makes a mean matcha latte.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Julie says hi to you.
Hey, Julie.
Oh, Micah. Hey, you guys. Hey,
Hey,
you guys. Hey, Micah. Micah just had a big birthday last week.
yeah,
So
man.
happy birthday again. So yeah, let's just get into ministering over people. Let's get on with it. And as per usual, minister to each other. Like if you can find someone, everybody that's on right now, see who God highlights you in the comments and start ministering to them, start encouraging. The rule we have is love one another, and basically, if there's a word you have for someone, kind of test it on yourself. Would I want that word for myself? Because it's all about encouragement, and making someone's
Be right back.
okay. So we're gonna get started. So again, find someone in the comments and start ministering, and if you want to explore that thing. So the 4 ways of getting a word. There's more, but here's the 4 main ones. It's hearing, seeing, perceiving, which is knowing, and then feeling, right? Discerning, yeah. And so try one that's different for you. You could even try a smell one. Like look at someone's word, someone's name, and their comment, and see if you can smell something. See if you can taste something. Ask God, like, what am I tasting? What am I seeing? And it could be even a memory, like Julie said, it could be a memory from like your mom's house that is going to help you give a word to that person. So yeah, we're going to be practicing too. And then kind of think of like, is this an external thing? Is it an internal? Because you could smell something in the room. God like points you to that, and it uses it as a trigger to give a word. Or is it a smell that I'm reminded of? Or is it a taste? Like I can taste and see that the Lord is good, like something in the mystical realm, that the angels around you are bringing in. So let's have fun and let's minister the hell out of people right now. Oh.
Is Micah Danger Burns still like? Is Micah still on?
Was it Danger?
Danger is not for me.
I don't know. Micah, are you still on?
Still on, Micah?
He can go back in here if he's not.
Yeah, like I definitely got something for Micah. Like it's crazy. Like with I couldn't shake it. When he came in with a "Hey, you guys," I literally saw like, Micah, I'm not saying you look anything like Sloth, man, or anything like that. But like he was a game changer in the movie The Goonies, right? Like he literally was underestimated by everyone, and he wound up bringing the justice. You know what I mean? He wound up like coming in and literally like swooping in with a Superman shirt, right? But I literally saw like Micah when he said that, like going down the sail, like, "Hey, you guys," and like going down the pirate ship, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that I started hearing for him was like someone who reveals treasure, and Micah, I feel like there's a gift over you that I keep seeing where you're the type of person who brings new wind and new life to old sails. Ships that haven't sailed for a long time, that people thought were broken and wrecked on the rocks, are being like, they're being revived in you. It's as if, and it's funny, like I see you building boats, I see you building ships, I see you like making new sails and making new bows, like bowing wood and putting it in place and saying, this boat still has lots of life, it's still seaworthy. There's a lot of reconciliation that Papa is working through you that you don't even see. But there's a lot more that he's bringing you into. And I think that you're going to be one of the names that is very well known as being a reconciler, or like a reviver of things thought to be unbreathable, but now is breathing a brand new breath, and it's like a breath that gives breath, so that's you, man. You reveal the treasure that like everyone thought was gone. You bring forth life into the ship that everyone thought couldn't sail anymore, and you mend the sails, and that's just who you are. So I want to bless you with that, because I totally see that with you. I totally see you with like someone who is just so caring, so compassionate, and so loving. So I just want to bless you with that, Micah.
Yeah, I love that. And Mike, I actually saw something real quick. I saw you digging. I saw two things. Number one, and this will set the stage. Number one is I tried to use my smell memory. And what I smelled was the smell of my dad's like little workshop hut. It kind of smells like the garage we have here at church, where it's like tools and lawnmowers. So it kind of has this like unique smell. And I immediately felt the love of the Father. And I know that that's what you carry. You carry the love of the Father, but I think it's actually going to be taken outside of the church. It's not just going to be in the church anymore. I feel like you're going to come into some kind of business opportunity or something where you actually will be able to minister to people outside of the church. And it's going to be a secondary income for you, like a passive income. But I just see you almost like coaching and teaching people in this workshop area, like how to fix things, how to fix themselves, even almost like a coach, like a life coach type of a person. And then I saw you digging. So the second, it's the same word, but a different way. I used my vision and I saw you digging, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like when you have to have water flow to another area, you dig like a, what do you call it? What do you call it, Johnny? Like
an aqueduct?
Kind of like an aqueduct, but like through the lawn. Say you have to, like, there's a bunch of water piled up in one area, so you have to like kind of like make
like irrigation and ravine
like
work
irrigation,
and stuff like
yeah.
that.
And I feel like that's like, Micah, I know you don't feel evangelistic at all, but I feel like there's what you're doing is causing people, it's causing irrigation so that the church is not just all in one spot. It's like causing us to kind of spread out and bringing the holy water out into community. So trench, thank you.
Thank you.
Go. Trench. I saw you building a trench to bring what's happening, in the church out and into the world. So bless you with that. Maybe we should just do Ryan since we have him up here.
Ryan, banana fan.
Fee, fi, fo, fi, that's your word for today. Oh, Johnny.
Yep.
We could also sing over them. We did that last week too. You prophesy in song.
Here we go.
Yeah, and it could be like a song you hear on the radio or a spiritual song or both.
So Ryan. Ryan, I keep seeing you standing in front of a blackboard. And there's like this equation behind the blackboard that like is it's one of those ones where it makes me think of, what was the name of that movie? Was it like Good Will Hunting, where like no one could figure out the equation and like the janitor dude like wrote it like just like, like it's like there's these equations that people just think are like, well, that's an unsolvable equation. And I see like this gift over you to teach the unsolvable equations.
Yeah, come on.
Where it's literally like, how does Solomon, like with all of Solomon's like, wisdom and knowledge, teach like a 3-year-old, like, like this stuff that he's learned, when he asks for like all this wisdom and knowledge from like, Yahweh. And I feel like there's a way that you're going to be able to teach it so simplistically that it's going to be as if like children will grow into scholarly, like a learning where they are at like a young age that will propel them to like this place that like would have never been possible before, because they're learning beyond their age. Like I really feel like that's something that's on your life. I really feel like you've just had such a way with words, like, and even being known as a wordsmith, like where you just, and it's funny because like, I'm just now seeing like, I mean, that's what you did with trench, like I wanted to say ditch because I'm from the South and like, we just call it a ditch, but I'm like, I don't think people would understand that here. But like that was the perfect word that I couldn't even think of. You know, that's like a gift that's on you, like, you know it, and you have that perfect, like, let me take you into this place and insert the proper word. And I really feel like Papa's even been talking to you about, you know, the way that we use our words. You know, like there's a power in words, and there's this there's true power and authority in using the right word. And sometimes we use a translation of something that doesn't really translate accurately. And I feel like Papa's going to use you in a mighty way to translate his heart in an accurate way, to translate the things that people have just tried to ponder over forever and ever and ever, and they can't grasp it. And God's giving you the ability to speak with his lips so that babies could understand what, like, kings only know at the end of their life.
Come on. And Ryan, so it's so funny. It's spot on so what I was hearing, I was practicing hearing, and I heard the Mission Impossible song. Like as soon as I saw your face was dun 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 you know. And then I saw Tom Cruise, and I thought the interesting thing was Cruise. It's like easy, like this Mission Impossible, like you have a mission in front of you and it seems impossible to the world, but you are so rested in, like you can do your own stunts. I just saw Tom Cruise and he's known for doing his own stunts. And I feel like this is yours, like this is your thing. And you don't need someone else to step in and do it for you. You can do this. And I just prophesy that over you, that whatever this is that you have in your head, in your dream, that you're dreaming about, your hope and dream, and what it looks like, it's going to be easy. It's going to be like cruising, that you're going to be fine. You can do your own stunts. And it is not a mission impossible. It's a mission possible, but it looks like a mission impossible. And so I just bless you with that. There's like this stealthness about you. Yeah, you're stealth. You're like almost like a undercover ninja type thing. You're just like, yeah. I love that. Very cool. Let us know if that resonates with you, because we all need feedback. So as people are giving, or we're giving people words, give us feedback, because that's how we grow. And we want to be responsible for the words we're giving. And also give feedback. If somebody in the comments gives you a word, make sure to give them feedback. Like, that was amazing. That made sense. Know that, even if it's like, no, that actually didn't make sense, but I'm going to shelf it for right now. Like, I'm going to put it on the shelf and think about it, you know? So, yeah. All right. Who's next?
You know, someone who kept like showing up to me is John Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, John, I don't know you, bud. But man, I just saw like strength. I saw strength all over you. And I know, like, you know, the joy of the Lord is our strength. I saw like this joy that overcomes you, right? But I saw like this place where you were asking for strength. And I just kept hearing, like, tell John he already has my strength. Where there's, I'm not sure what it is, but it's almost like you've been trying to bench press, you know, like this massive weight, and you're going to see that bar move in like a very smooth and fast manner coming up. You know, like, John, I looked at you, you know, and I can just see like this small picture of you like smiling. And but man, like, I saw like you like massive, you know, like this giant shoulders, giant back, you know, giant legs, you know, like there wasn't one place on you. Like, you ever see that person? Like, my dad used to make a joke. He was like, Johnny, have you ever seen that person who's like got a really big top and they're really small on the bottom? And it was just like, God one day at the factory was like, let's see what this does. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, like, we had leftovers, you know, like, or the person with a really big, strong legs and they haven't worked out the top or whatever. I just keep seeing you as so well-rounded, you know, like everything is so meticulously planned out and put together when it comes to you. And I know that the enemy likes to come to you and make you doubt that, make you think that you are less than in this one place, you know, which makes you feel less than in the other place. And I just want to let you know that he says that you have a strength on you. Like, like the word says that in our weakness, he is strong. But he wants me to remind you that you are strong. He wants me to remind you that he's actually built you for this, and you're about to see movement and things that weren't moving. So I want to bless you with that. I want to bless you with like the immovable becoming movable. I want to bless you with a blessing that he's giving me to give to you of movement and growth and just so much strength.
Wow. Yeah. So John, what I saw immediately, I'm just gonna like process what happens, how I do, how God speaks to me. So I was like trying to see, because I'm using my imagination as like a TV screen, and I immediately saw Little Red Riding Hood running through the forest and being deceived by this wolf, and then the huntsman coming in and rescuing. So I'm wondering if you do anything with rescuing or with sex trafficking or anything like that, but or with young guys. It's like it was like a young girl, but I feel like it's with youth. I see that you work with youth, and let me know if that is right, because I feel like you have this like huntsman type rescuer, almost like Jesus came in and rescues. He's a pastor. He goes after the one and leaves the 99 behind, and I feel like you have that strength and that power and that wisdom to know exactly where to go to pull that person out. So I just bless you with that in Jesus' name, that whatever ministry, whatever you have on your life, it is so powerful. It is so good. And it's making a huge dent in whatever this is, like whatever this, whether they're lost like physically or lost emotionally. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's see.
Dude, come on.
Come on. Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, well, so that to me, like somebody gives you a word that I don't know you, that means that that's your calling. Like that is your calling, and that you're needed in this area. And I feel like God is gonna just he's gonna align you with some people that are healthy in this area and that know what they're doing. And I feel like it's gonna come. You don't have to make an effort. They're gonna come to you. Yeah. Do you have anything else for him, like to release, Johnny?
Dude, it's literally like I see places that were like locked up. Like for me, like I used to be a competitive power lifter, so it's like, why am I seeing in weight terms? Because I don't even think like that, But it was like I kept seeing like what it looks like to have a locked, like fixated kind of like fix, and you can't push it, And it's like I'm literally seeing these places that were locked up, people who were locked up, situations that were locked up, being able to move. And it was just waiting for you to be inserted into the spot that you're being inserted into right now. I don't even want to say like it's like something you're coming into, John. It's something that you are.
Come on.
And you can't become something that you already are. You already are this. Like there's elbow grease that like it's not going to move. You know what I mean? But like you're that extra push. You are the push that's going to help release this. So I want to pray over, like I'd like everyone where you are right now to just extend your hands right now towards the screen, like where John is, like, Papa, I thank you so much for putting this on his heart. I thank you so much that he sought out training in this, and him seeking out training in this is him stepping out even in a prophetic way to say that here I am, you use me, Father. I thank you so much for using John as a papa like you. I thank you for using him as someone who sets captives free. I thank you for using him as someone who not only sets free and says, okay, now you're free, but actually embraces. There's something about you, John, that's going to embrace. It's not just that you're going to be setting someone free and like, okay, here you go, like now run to freedom. It's literally that you're willing to walk with them in this place. And that's what allows this person and this locked up joint to actually continue to move forward, John. Woo! This is who you are, teaching people who they are after everyone has told them that they were something else. There's a lot of baggage that comes with like misidentification and comes with enslavement. Let's just call it what it is, you know. But you're willing to not only help this person out, help these people out, and it's going to be like I just see tons of people standing behind you. I see
Yeah.
tons of people standing behind you, and it's funny, man. Like I had this picture of, you know what it looks like when people are like protesting and like this giant massive crowd and they're holding up a sign. I literally saw them like holding you up, and I
Whoa.
was asking what that was, you know, and I got the whole thing like holding up a sign. They're holding People are literally holding you up because you were a sign of God to them. Like
Whoa.
literally, like people are seeing Jesus through you. There's people who, and you're going to, man, you're going to do something when it comes to like an extremely left crowd. You know, like
Whew.
you're not like a super like staunch, like, you know, right or left kind of guy, man. You like kind of float in the middle, but you do what Papa says, you know, like, which leads people to think that you're one way or the other, you know, like when they
Whoa.
identify you. But there's literally a lot of people who are going to come to see God through you who would be on the fringes of what would be considered the extreme left, where they're literally going to come into truth through
Hmm.
you. Like you know, people who like don't believe in certain things are actually going to, you know, like, oh, that's not happening, you know, like, don't tell me this conspiracy, don't bring me this. There's something about you that walks in complete truth, and you're going to reveal this to them. Like, man, when I say that you're like, you know, loosening up these locked places, man, I'm seeing I mean, there's so many places that are locked, man. But it's
Yeah.
literally where God is going to like open up your chest and this giant heart, his heart is what's
Ooh.
beating inside you. And people are going to see it. People are going to feel it. It's going to have a seismic beat, like a boom, 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 boom. Like
Whoa.
feel it in the ground when they are with you. So Papa, I thank you for blessing him with your heart. I thank you for blessing him with your yes. And God, I ask that you bless him far beyond
Mm.
the craziness that like he would even ask, because he's asking extreme blessings, Father. I ask that where you say you'll do exceedingly more than we ask or think, I ask you do that in this situation. And if it's possible, Father, I ask you do exceedingly more than
Amen.
you would actually do. Like I ask that you
Mm.
pray an increase. Like if there was a portion you'd give him, and I'm not trying to be religious by the double portion, but I ask that you give him double, triple, and quadruple portions so that he can do exactly what you've called him to do. You know, like a Samson that's not like caught up in himself, a Samson that's ready to, you know, like do what he has to do and keep his oath in Jesus' name.
Amen. Whoa. Yeah, we just bless you and can't wait to hear about it more. So
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to Dante. He had a friend with him, and I
Yeah.
can't see the comment anymore. But do you remember the name?
Let me see. It was right at the beginning, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think we can go back. So if you're on here, friend, can you put your friend's name back in the comments? Because either way, we could just prophesy. Don't need somebody's name, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're still on here, let us know that person. Oh, Emilio King. All right.
Okay.
Whoa, that's a powerful name right there. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing I saw with my internal eyes is I saw a picture of someone standing on a pier fishing, and I saw someone like Emilio. I feel like you've been casting out the fish. Like I don't know what it's called. Like I know how to fish, but what is it called in English? I don't know. I'm not from here, but you cast it out, and you've been casting and casting and casting for a while, like trying to. I feel like there's something that you're waiting for a fish to come, and I feel like it's provision. It could be provision, it could be a business opportunity, but there's something you've been kind of putting this thing out there, almost like I'm gonna try it again, I'm gonna try it again, and I saw you just kind of getting wary. And I just want you to know that it's right around the corner. Like it's coming. This thing that you're waiting for, it's coming. I don't know if it's provision. finances or whatever it is. I feel like it's something you've been waiting for a while. So did you have something too, Johnny?
Yeah, it's funny because you're hearing cast out, I hear outcast. And
Whoa.
like one thing that Papa like has been talking to me for a while is like, like the outcast, like, and that's actually a term for casting out your net.
Mm.
It's called an outcast, you know.
Whoa.
And the funny thing is it's like kind of like a double meaning, that like there's an outcast for the outcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I saw tons of people gathering in a team behind you, and it looked
Mm.
like the flying V, right? Like the Mighty Ducks, Mighty Ducks. Isn't that Emilio Estevez or Estevez?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like that's kind of funny, But like, so I saw like these people like gathering behind you, where they had kind of been written off as like the outcast, and it was like that's something that you felt. You felt this whole kind of like outcasted, like I don't know if I really fit in here. I'm not sure if this is for me, or what that is, but like God has used that
Mm.
and actually cultivated that to
Mm.
put that heart in you to outcast for the outcast, and
Oh.
bring them into a place of knowing they were never an outcast,
Mm.
that they were specialists. They were, it wasn't like generalized people. It was actually people who were meant to be specialists. Like they function in this one thing. And other people who were, like kind of in a general place, didn't see them or appreciate what it was that they had, because they weren't in that same general space. They were actually used to be like, okay, you can go see like a general doctor, but if there's an issue with your ticker, they're going to send you to a specialist, right? If there's an issue with a certain part of your body, like if it's ear, nose, and throat, you're going to ear, nose, and throat doctor. If it's cardiovascular, you're going to a heart doctor. Like, and I see these specialists who have been mislabeled as outcasts standing behind you, and I see you almost as like I want to dare to say like a Moses, who is
Whoa.
leading them out of this like dry place, and bringing them into like a true family, this team that is set and ready to go, where there's a specialist for everything they need, and they work like a symbiotic, like a body, like a body. If you look at it, you take the skin off, there's so many different parts that are all going, like there's different organs, there's different systems, there's the skeletal system, the cardiovascular, the nervous, so on and so forth, like, and all these things come together to form one body, to form that vehicle that has to be symbiotic and actually to be effective, and I
Yeah.
see you as being like that type of coach. I see you as being that type of trainer, even, where you are going to be bringing these people forward into what they were called to be, like true identity, like, and it's funny, like along the lines of what you were saying, Oseel, like I just, your last name King is what kept like,
Mm-hmm.
like reverberating to me, and it was, you know, how it's the business of a king to search out a mystery, like
Mm-hmm.
Papa hides it, but it's the kings that actually go out and search this out, like, and I feel like there's so many mysteries that
Mm-hmm.
like you ask for those, I want to know this, like, can you help me understand this? It's like a small thing that I'm like, other people say don't worry about it. I'm kind of caught up on it because I see that there could be freedom if we just understood this small piece, like, and it becomes a huge key what other people just wrote off as a small, like nothing, like, so I want to bless you with that, because
Yeah.
that's kingly, that's priestly,
Yeah.
and I just want to bless you. And
Mm.
Papa, I thank you so much for his heart to lead. I thank you so much that you have created him
Mhm.
for a special, like this right here moment, like you were made for here, you were made for now. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. And
Mm.
that's a message that he pours out all over everyone around him,
Woo.
Father. I
Yeah.
just ask that you allow him to shine like a beacon for those who need that light, for those who need that calling, Father, that they're actually able to find someone
Yes, Jesus.
who believes in them like you do and leads them straight to you and to
Yeah.
what their true calling is for themselves and others
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah. And Amelia, just real quick, I'm just gonna take a risk here. I just saw you working on cars. I don't know if you do work on cars, or are you gonna go back to school to learn how to work on cars and also motorcycles? I saw you fixing motorcycles, and it could be a spiritual connotation to that, like you know how to fix people, and talk people out of things and kind of set things straight. But I did see you working on motorcycles and cars, and I feel like it could be a secondary income for you also. And so we just bless you with all of that, and let us know if it resonates to you. And there was another, let's see. This girl stood out to me. She just got on. She's friends with Dante also. And I just love your picture, and I love your name. I am a Virgo also. I don't know if that's your last name or if it's your sign, but whatever it is, it's awesome. So let's see what we get for you. Yeah, Danella.
You know what Danella means?
No.
God is my judge.
Woo! It's your
God is
last
my
name?
judge.
What? That is so
Danella
cool.
means God is my judge.
Wow.
Dude, the Hebraic view of a judge is not what we tend to think of a judge, right? Like, you did this wrong and you did. The Hebraic meaning of a judge would actually be to be quite prophetic and to call out the truth in someone. This is who you actually are. This is what you are created for. Like I see like a strong calling on your life. Like we're getting all these identity people. This is what we talked about earlier. It's like massaging, when we were talking about conditioner, like, what are you hearing? Like Oseel said, and I was like, I see conditioner, like it's like this dry hair and like this, it's being conditioned and it's like so bouncy and just like, like if I don't have hair, but like you can imagine me with spiritual hair, like, so, but like Danella, that's who you are. You're like that person who, you're like a walking mirror. People around you begin to see themselves. Like if we need to know, if we need to see who God truly is, then we need to see who we are so we can see how he loves us, what he's actually called us to be, and what he's truly made us to be. And that's something that's like on you, where like people see you and they see so much. Like I'm looking at your picture and like you're the person that everybody wants to hug, Danella. Like there's just love all over you. Like that's who you are. You ooze love, and it's like there's not a judging bone in your body of like, you shouldn't do that, you can't do this. It's that Hebraic sense of judgment where you're so much better than what other people have said you are. Man, you're amazing. Do you know who you are? You're a true born encourager. Danella, I see like a prophetic gift over you that's just great. And I think that you've asked for like the deeper words, like, like, can you give me words of knowledge? But I feel like Papa's saying, yes, he's going to start giving you lots of words of knowledge, but I think he's going to take you even deeper than words of knowledge into like some really deep revelational prophecy, like showing you things that are happening, like, and I don't mean just like this is going to happen to you 20 years down the line because I'm reading you and I think that you might go this direction. Like something like you're going to see that this is going to happen tomorrow at this time. It's going to be so detailed. This is going to happen and this is going to happen. And what Papa is trying to show you is this, which will open up a door to this. It's almost like Papa's going to use you to reveal years ahead in people's life. And I'm not talking about fortune telling or divinity and stuff like that. Like I believe that he's going to use you in such a strategic, mighty way because you've said, use me.
Yeah.
Like he's going to like, it's almost like, like I'll give you this and then I'll raise you this, So I really feel like you're going to have you're going to be known by lots of people for prophetic pinpoint accuracy. But the thing is you're going to be like, it's him, like it's my father, and you're even going to be going into places like where you go, Oseel, like, I see you going into places that look like very new agey. I see you like, as in going to places that are, like, what's your what's that word you just, astrological signs and stuff like that. Like I literally see you going into places where you're going to see a lot of shamanistic, you're going to see a lot of witches, you're going to see a lot of new age. And it's going to be a place where they literally see, hear, taste, and know, like Papa, like it's all going to be revealed to him. Like this is, like, what's your medium? I don't have a medium. I have a father. And he's speaking to you too. And I see you like holding hands and people's ears being opened and people's eyes being opened.
Yes.
And the mouth opens up and light just shines out. So I bless you with truth. Like it's far more than, I would say it's far more than identity. It's identity, but it's like, it's so much truth. Wow. Papa's going to use you in a truth ministry.
I love that. And it's so funny you just said hold hands, because Danella, the first thing I saw a picture of you in a group with about 3-4 kids. And it's interesting because I saw you holding hands and doing like a ring around a rosy with them. But I feel like some of them are actually not kids. I think they might be I'm not sure if they are adults that act like kids or if they're actually kids. But I saw you making room for more. It was like you spread out the circle and more kids came in. And it's like, I feel like it's the same thing that Johnny is talking about. It's like there's this wisdom that God has given you and how to communicate with people who necessarily don't communicate like us. And I'm not sure if it's something to do with I would say autism or something. It's like somebody that's like kind of closed up but can't communicate, but he has given you the wisdom on how to communicate with these people. And it's the same thing, like taking it out like that. Oh, cool. Yeah, awesome. So that's why I saw like they were kids, but they looked like adults. So I'm like, so yes, and they are like my kids, exactly. And I feel like he's taking you, he's giving you this wisdom on how to communicate with people who don't communicate the way that we communicate, and he's actually going to use that to take you outside of the church, outside into the community, where you are going to be able to communicate with people who don't communicate with us. God has given you a gift of communication, and you have an extremely high emotional intelligence where you can go into any situation and know how to communicate with that person without, making them feel uncomfortable. So I just bless you. We bless you. I just bless the, I feel like this prophetic evangelistic thing on you, where you're going to be surprised. Like you can go up to someone at Starbucks or whatever and be like, God is going to start talking to you, and you can you know how to communicate it to them. So that is super cool. So all I saw was like her in a circle with kids playing Ring Around the Rosie, and I looked closer at the kids and I was like, wait a minute, these are not kids. They're adults, but they act like kids. And so so I bless you with that. You're amazing. Whoa, this is fun.
I love it.
Who else is sticking out to you? There's so many amazing. We love everybody. Tiffany's on here. Trisha. Come on, Danella. Yeah, come on. Seriously, what an amazing work you do. Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Woo. Let's do April. April. If you're still on here, are you still on here? April Manriquez.
Is she here? Is she here?
I don't know. We'll make her go back and listen if she's not. April. What are you saying to April, Lord? And that's the thing with God. He's always speaking. He never, like, it's like this, the amount of grains of sand on the beach, you know, those. And that's another thing I learned last week too. It's like me and Johnny can look at the same person and get completely different words. And because she's here. There's God has literally billions and trillions and billions and infinity amount of thoughts about each one of us. And so if you can catch one thought, it's awesome. Love the hat, someone says, April. Okay. Do you have anything for her? Or should I go?
I do, but I'm going to hang back for a second.
All right. So April. I just hear the song Unforgettable. I hear that. I don't know the words, but you know, you're unforgettable. And I feel like you, God wants you to know that you're unforgettable, that wherever you go, no matter where in the world, like you make a lasting impression that actually changes that atmosphere wherever you go. And we all do this, but April, you have this like you bring spring, you know, you think of April and it's the spring, you bring this new life and spring into everywhere, and you almost like you give people a spring in their step too. You give people energy, you infuse people with hope, you infuse people with love. You're a mama, like you're a mother to so many people around you, and they just immediately just kind of like come into your own. And I saw you flying. This is interesting. I saw you as like this like hovering helper, and I feel like you're actually going to start taking trips in the spirit. Like you're going to be dreaming and you're going to end up in someone else's dream, April. Like I see this like thing where you are going to actually be helping people out in the dream and like traveling in your dreams, in your spirit. So get ready, just get ready, and just you have the tools and you have the weapons that you need to be there. You have the loving arms that you need to be there. Almost like I see people like almost like in the middle of like a what do you call it, sleep paralysis, and you're just like gently like, hey.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense if you've been having really weird dreams, but I believe that you're actually God is using you even in your sleep.
You know how sometimes you have a word and like you just feel like the Holy Spirit's so heavy it almost makes like it literally makes you shake and makes you like kind of like almost feel nervous, but in the best way. April, like she's talking about roses. I mean, she's talking about flowers, and the funny thing is I began to see a rose that was growing, and so I was like, okay, you know, but there's a song that Papa has put on my heart, that I've been writing, and I just feel like I'm supposed to sing it over you if you don't mind.
Do it.
I'm nervous. I don't even know why I'm so nervous. Like I feel like this like fluttering in my heart, and it's not so much just like, it's not like a nervous thing. It's like it's a flutter, you know, like I feel like this flutter, and it makes me feel, it makes me think of love. So I'm gonna tell you about that after the song. But imagine if a rose was afraid to break the ground, it would never grow, and it could never bloom. So imagine if your voice was afraid to make a sound, then you would never know how you're built to heal the room. I'm calling out to you. What you're feeling isn't real. Grab a hold of something new. And I'm calling out to you. Your desert isn't barren, and the rains are coming through. I'm calling out to you. 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 Whew.
Woo!
April, there's so much love in store for you. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I don't know about. I know that there's love for you. And I know that there's been a question in your heart because I heard it of, is there love for me? And it's not a question of, God, do you love me? It's a question of, is there a love for me? And I feel like there's something being birthed around you. These are those weird these are those weird words that you like kind of don't go around to, like dates, mates, and babies. You know what I mean? And I feel like God has prepared a man for you who has already been in your life and just loves you. That I feel like someone has been prepared their entire life just to love you. Like we say that there's no such thing as like soulmates, that, like anything could happen. But I really feel like there's been somebody who's prepared their entire life just for you, April. I feel like it's funny because she was saying, like, like the whole bit about April, like, and seeing the flowers. But the one thing that I kept hearing was April showers bring May flowers, right? And like God had given me that song, and he's like, I want you to like sing that song. And I was like, okay, there's a flower. But I totally forgot that at the end of that song, like in the chorus, it's all about the rains coming in the desert. And like, if you've ever seen a desert that has had rain fall on it, it's the most beautiful tropical looking thing you've ever seen. Everything turns green. The flowers are not just regular flowers, they're technicolor, man. They're crazy. And I feel like that's the kind of love that God has in store for you. So I'm going to step out on a limb and say there is a love for you. There is a love that you have always dreamt about, that you thought you had once, and it hurt you. And I want to let you know that that's all been pulled out, and that you are an amazing, whew, you are an amazing ground that's going to burst forth with so much flowers when it comes to love. Like there's love for you. God is going to be revealing a man who is a mighty man of God, who is going to hold you up, who is never going to put you down. And he's going to think of himself as being so blessed just to be at your side. This is coming. This is something you're going to see. This is something you're going to see even fast. I believe God is birthing a love that you're going to come into. And I'm going to say, you're going to start to see it before the end of this year. You're going to see it in the, like, it might even, I want to say November. I just don't want to say November. That God is giving you a love, and I hear marriage. So I want to bless you with a perfect love that he has already set aside for you. You don't have an issue knowing, you don't have an issue like, God, am I worthy? Like, you're worthy. The enemy's told you you're not worthy. You're worthy. If anybody knows they're worthy, you're worthy. He loves you. You're his little girl. But he's going to prove it, by saying, here's what I've been holding for you this whole time. Like, he had to get ready for you because you're worth it. So I bless you with that.
Yeah, I love this. I just feel the love of Papa. Yes, April, you're so loved by all of us, and that's just like a smidgen of how much he loves you. So, whoa, that was so good, Johnny.
I'm holding back tears, dude.
Good. Oh my gosh. There's something about singing over people, because it's like the word, he sings over us and he dances over us and spins over us. Like we don't think about that. Like the Bible literally says that he sings over us, he dances over us, and he holds us under his wing, like think about that. Like under his wings we find shelter. So I would love to do a couple. Can we do a couple more, Johnny? Do you have to go?
I do have somewhere I have to be at 1:30. So we could probably do like, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
One more. How about Dela Bawadi? I believe, are you in the UK? Dela, I believe you are. But either way, whew, I'm like woozy now. Oh, April, just real quick. April said, weeping in Tampa Airport. I missed my flight. Oh, well, Papa, she needs to be on a flight. She needs to get back to us. So get her back. So immediately when I look at your picture, Dela, I just see a book. I see like you signing a book. I don't know if you're writing a book or a manuscript or something, blog. I don't know. I just see you like, you know how the author, like the back cover, you see the picture of the author. And I just see that. I would love to know if you're writing a book. I think it has to do with like overcoming. I feel like you have a ministry of overcoming, getting out of dark places and into the light. I believe that that's your ministry, that you have a gift in that. You have a gift on, you have a gift of bringing, like showing people how to get out of the darkness into the light, and kind of even dealing with disappointment and, yeah, there's something about that. Yeah, that book has calling on it. Whoa, calling. Yes. So my second book. Wow, awesome. I just see like this. I just see an incredible favor on this book project, that this is going to take off. Like this is your life message. And I think your first book also, but this is like it's like a culmination of your life message. And I believe it's going to minister to a bunch of people, calling people to fulfill their purpose. Wow, good job. Look at that. The book has calling on it. Oh my gosh, come on, Josh. Calling people to fulfill their purpose.
Dude.
God is so amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, we just bless you with that. I bless you. I just see financial increase to you, that this book is actually going to give you finances. It's going to be, like it's tough to make money on a book. But there's like only a certain percentage, and I just see you creeping up into that percentage of bestsellers. That we just bless you with that. I just bless the favor on it, that God is all over this book, and God is all over your life. And because of your ministry, because of you putting your taking the effort and writing this book, that people are going to actually come out of darkness and into the light and be whoever they like He has made them to be. So yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Dela, do you write poems or spoken word? Are you a poetry writer? Because I see like, and it could be that you're being brought to places where you're going to speak. It's not just that you're going to write. But I see you like in front of people speaking, but to me it sounds more like poems than it sounds more like poems in a TED talk. I'll just say that, because it's I see you at a place where it almost looks like a TED talk stage. All right. Like a place where people in the world come and hear you speak on this revelation that you have. But I don't see it as like the traditional sense of a church, and I'm not going to say the S word, the secular word, because I don't believe in secular, but but I see you standing in front of people giving what sounds like this beautiful, wonderful poem. It sounds like spoken word. It's very creative. Like God has used you in such a way to write creatively. You're a pastor. See, that's great. I feel like, Dela, I'm going to step out and say that the Lord's going to use you outside of what people normally would think of as the pastoring church. I see you speaking to people on a very large, uh, it's not syndicated. What do you call it? Like a broadcasted stage.
Mm.
I'm not going to say this is the giantest stage in the world, but like I see it broadcasted. I see this being something that people are going to be sharing. Like, yo, did you see this lady? Did you see what she had to say? You know, like that, the whole social media type thing. And I don't think it's going to be your typical, like, you know, church gospel talk, although it reveals the gospel, the true gospel, you know, that's applicable to people who are there. Like, well, are you going to address this? You know, it's Papa's opening up a way into what some would call secular,
Whew.
but it's just more of like his ecclesia coming in and bringing people into proper government of like his governing, his fathering. That's the type of government that he gives. You know, like bringing them into a true fathering place by pouring into them in a way that is outside of what you would normally call yourself to do as a pastor. It almost looks like a Tony Robbins type thing, you know, but like where people come to him to get this inspiration. It's like they're going to come to you for creative inspiration. Where I've been praying towards this, use me to encourage people. There we go. You know, where people are going to be so like lifted up by what they're hearing come out of you, like, oh my gosh, that's what I heard. That's what I want to do. Like, she's like laid this to where I can step into that. So I feel like you're going into that like that encouraging type place where it's almost like a speaker of the house, but it's a creative speaker of the house. Papa's gonna use you in some crazy ways, and like seeing your name De La, it reminds me of, you know, like one of my favorite hip hop groups, like when I was younger, you know, De La Soul, and like just how it was, like their music was so filled full of life, you know, and real situations, like where other people were trying to talk about, you know, like what they got or this and that and this, you know, like De La Soul was like, hey, let's just talk about life. And sometimes it's just mundane life, but making that mundane life into seeing that it's actually magical life, you know, like, so I feel like you're going to give that fresh perspective, you know, like what De La Soul did to hip hop, right? But I feel like you're going to give that fresh perspective, that fun perspective of seeing the kingdom, you know, without judgment, you know, like the way that we saw judgment, without harsh words, you know, like people who have been hurt are going to like gravitate to you. And it's almost going to be like, yo, like, I totally get it because I was hurt by the church. And they're like, I'm not hurt by the church. You know, like I am the church, you know, like in whoa, wait a minute. Like people are going to get such a brand new, fresh perspective through you, through your words. And I feel like you do have a creative ministry. I feel like you're going to be teaching people, you know, like creative writing. And when I say creative writing, I don't mean just like creative writing like books. I mean like that too, right? But like I feel like you're going to be helping people release songs. So I don't know if you're a singer. I don't know, like if I don't know if you're a rapper. But I know that songs are, you know, have come from you and are going to continue to come from you, and others are going to learn that.
Whoa. Idea gotta go. Johnny.
Yeah, I gotta go pretty soon. Yeah, I gotta jam out.
I wanted to real quick, if you guys are in San Diego, in our area, we are starting a prophetic training here at our church starting on Monday, November 2nd, and it's going to go for 6 Mondays. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. for 6 Mondays. And it's if you want to grow in the prophetic and you want to be part of our prophetic community right here in San Diego, get on. You can find it on Facebook. If you look, I will post it on my Facebook, but it's called Prophetic Training, and it's at Beach Chapel in Encinitas, Mondays, 7 to 9 p.m., I believe. And it's with Ian and Rachel Carroll, and also Beach Chapel, which is our home church, and Firewheel Church. Another thing you can do is go on buildingcontenders.com, I believe it is. And Rachel is actually going to be doing some online mentoring through that platform as well. So if you are not in this area and you want to grow in the prophetic, she's an amazing teacher, so super sweet. So yeah, if you want to get in, and it's cheap, like the training at there is a cost, but it's $30 for 6 Mondays, and that
Yeah.
you can't get it better than that. Like that, you can pay at the door. So if you are in San Diego, come on Monday night 7 p.m. and pay at the door. Is $30 for 6 weeks of prophetic training and being part of a amazing prophetic community in San Diego. And the online mentorship that Rachel is doing, also, I'm not quite sure what the cost will be, but get on there, buildingcontenders.com, and it'll be a good deal as well. So get on there.
Woo!
Get on. And no, Johnny Walsh, do you? Not yet.
No, not yet. But like, I'm down.
Open.
So I have 2 boys so
2
far.
boys. Yeah, 2 boys so far. All right. Well, we'll let you go and honor your time, Johnny. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love doing this with you.
I love doing it with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was so much fun. So, God bless you guys so much. Stay happy, stay
Woo!
thirsty, press into hearing the voice of God. Start practicing hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, seeing. Start practicing, and you'll be surprised. You'll be
Yeah.
blown away on how God can speak to you through crazy different ways. So, God bless you guys. We love you so much. Mwah.
Stay thirsty. Make every
Stay
hour a happy
thirsty,
hour.
friends.